He lost everything. Then Allah gave him what the world couldn't, the power of patience. He had everything, cars, fame, wealth. Then one day he lost it all. But what he discovered next changed his life forever. This is not just a story of failure. It's the story of Sabr, the unsung hero of every true success. He once owned everything people dream of. A mansion overlooking the ocean, a private jet, luxury cars, and a name that opened doors. But now, Yusuf sat alone on the cold marble floor of his empty office, staring at a single eviction notice pinned to the glass door. The same office that once buzzed with hundreds of employees now echoed only silence. The empire he had built over 20 years gone. The world called it a market crash. But deep down, Yusuf knew it was something else. A test. He whispered, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un." But his voice cracked before he could finish. It had all started so differently. Yusuf had been the face of ambition. Born in a small apartment, he had fought his way up through poverty, through sleepless nights, through rejection and humiliation. He believed in hard work, but he had forgotten to believe in the one who provides rizq, sustenance. Every success felt like his own doing. Every milestone was credited to his intelligence, his hustle, his vision. He rarely prayed. He never thanked Allah. He was too busy building his kingdom. Then, one stormy night, his kingdom collapsed. First, his biggest investor pulled out. Then, one of his partners betrayed him. Then, the media came after him, calling him corrupt, calling him fake. Within months, his name became a scandal. His wife left, taking their son with her. His mansion was seized. His friends disappeared. Yusuf went from flying private to taking buses, from being praised to being pitted. He would sit at cafes reading motivational books, trying to find the secret to getting his life back. But every night, the same question haunted him. Why me? One evening, as he sat at the edge of a bridge, watching the city lights reflect on the river, an old man approached. "Son," the man said, "you look like someone carrying a mountain." Yusuf laughed bitterly. "A mountain? More like the whole world." The man smiled. "Then maybe you're looking at it wrong. The mountain wasn't placed on you to crush you. It was placed under you to raise you." Yusuf frowned. "And what's that supposed to mean?" "It means," the old man said softly, "patience isn't passive. It's power in disguise." Yusuf stared at him, confused. "Patience? What will patience give me? I need results, money, justice." The old man took out a small, worn-out book, a Quran. He flipped it open and pointed at a verse. "Indeed, Allah is with the patient." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:153. The words hit Yusuf like thunder. He had read that verse before, but never felt it. Allah is with the patient. That meant he wasn't alone. That meant all this pain had meaning. "Be patient, my son," the old man said. "Sometimes, Allah empties your hands to fill your heart." And just like that, the old man walked away. The next morning, Yusuf woke up early for the first time in months. He didn't check his phone. He didn't scroll through the news. He went to the masjid, a place he hadn't visited in years. The smell of the old carpet, the sound of adhan, the quiet rows of men standing shoulder to shoulder. Something inside him broke. He fell in his sujud and wept. Not because of his failure, but because he had finally found peace after years of pretending to be strong. He started small, praying regularly, helping an orphanage, volunteering at a shelter. He sold his expensive watch to buy blankets for the homeless. For the first time in decades, he felt rich again, not in wealth, but in heart. Months passed. His old colleagues mocked him. "Yusuf's gone soft," they said. "He's wasting his potential." But Yusuf smiled. They couldn't understand. He had found a success they'd never tasted. Then one night, he received a call from a charity foundation. They had seen his volunteer work and wanted him to head a new humanitarian project, a business initiative that merged profit with purpose. He hesitated. "But I've failed before," the director replied. "We need someone who's failed, because only someone who's been through fire knows how to handle it." Yusuf accepted. Years later, his name appeared again in headlines, but this time not as a billionaire, not as a tycoon, but as a man who rebuilt lives across nations. Reporters asked, "What changed you?" He smiled patience. Then he added, "You see, I used to think success was when life went my way. But now I know success is when I stay on Allah's way, no matter how life goes." His new company motto was engraved at the entrance. Sabr isn't weakness. It's trust in Allah's perfect timing. Years later, Yusuf visited the same bridge where he had once sat, broken and hopeless. The city lights danced again on the water. This time, he wasn't crying, he was smiling. He whispered, "Ya Allah, thank you for every delay, every pain, every loss. Without them, I would have never found you." And as he stood there, a young man approached him, eyes filled with the same despair Yusuf once had. "Sir, I think my life's over," the young man said. "Everything's falling apart." Yusuf placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "No, my son, maybe it's just beginning." He pulled a small Quran from his coat pocket and opened to the same verse the old man once showed him. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. The young man's tears fell, and in that moment, Yusuf realized the story had come full circle. Allah had not just tested him, he had transformed him so that Yusuf could guide others. Moral: patience isn't just waiting. It's believing that Allah's timing is better than your planning. Sometimes, your greatest losses are simply Allah clearing your path for something higher. If you're watching this, maybe this is Allah's reminder for you to be patient, to trust His plan when life feels broken. Because the one who holds on to Sabr never loses, only grows. Share this story as Sadaqah Yariyah, and may Allah make your patience a key to your jannah. Subscribe to Deen in Minute for more stories that awaken the heart.